to do something special, right? And that's, you know, defeat the thought that they have no chance to do anything come playoff time if they can get into a play-in. But the only way you do it is you got to win games at home. And the Suns haven't been able to do that either. And that's going to really put them in a tough position.
Şengün throws it
And put your body up on him and knock him backwards. And that's what he does.
Here's Thompson flirting with his 4th triple-double of the season. Can't get that little fadeaway to go. Rebound trickles out of the hands of Kevin Durant. Durant with 23 in the loss on Friday night. Pocket pass. Time they had gone to the shot clock winding down. Gillespie just does get it away.
Yeah, they're playing like a 3-2 zone. And like I said, the middle is open. The ball has to get to the middle to defeat that zone. Or they're just going to stay in it.
Dunn chasing Green defensively, and it sets up Şengün.
Simple zone where they're just collapsing everything and just daring you to try to penetrate.
Booker on the drive gets.
And I just want to remind people, this is not an accident. Like, they have been beating people all.
Well, they had that stretch there in early February. They had 6 straight losses. Then they lost 3 straight to start. This is a team that's been assembled now with a number of first-round picks. They are back in the playoffs for the first time in 4 seasons. Smith tied up there. Durant in the run out, the push up before to Gillespie. Across to the trailing Booker. Raising up from downtown. Won't get the shooter's touch with Richards with a tip in.
Now the Rockets will, as most teams do with a huge lead, they start to like kind of maybe go individual and try some things and get lax defensively.
Green laces the corner 3. 3 for Green, 35%. Struggled a little bit here in the month of March after shooting the ball well earlier in the season. Is Booker
really, I thought, worked extremely well with him, Jalen Green. He is going to be a consistent all-star.
Well, you could see he's just not nearly as kind of wild and reckless in his decision-making and thought processes. Field goal percentage still something to be worked on, but is not that young, erratic player he was, as you would expect for a young guy at his age, as Richards hammers home the offensive rebound. But Green just 23 years of age, and that's the other thing with this Rockets team. It's a young group.
Yeah.
Green this time inside the stripe. Had 29. He got to the free throw line 11 times that night. He's already gotten there 8 times tonight.
You just think about it. Suns haven't made up any ground here in 4 minutes.
Going to get a Sun scoring attack. Kevin Durant, the only other Sun scorer in double figures. Green is rising up.
You can't overplay when the ball's behind you.
Booker getting into Şengün. Just my way of, subliminally trying to
I understand.
Put it into the universe to get that continuation rule.
I'm going to hold your hand in a second.
Gillespie. Just, I thought it was a legitimate question, but clearly I've called into question your accuracy as a player. My apologies, kind sir.
Hey!
Şengün. All-star this year and the first of what will likely be many for the young Turkish. Booker working on Green. Trying to burrow his way into the paint. Fires a turnaround, no. Rebound, Thompson leaping high. Snatches it away, racing up into the front court. Green, corner 3. First miss from downtown. Durant gets to the left hand. Oso Iguodala.
Right, and that means KD cannot return. And also, if it was a flagrant foul, then he would be.
And she bought that?
Yeah, one of those oral quizzes. Look, I don't know if I'm 100% correct, but I feel like it is. So if I'm not, give me another chance.
100% of the time, I think I'm correct 99% of the time. Şengün way outside, 8 on the shot clock. Well, I think considering the time and the score, even had Durant been able to shoot the free throw, his night likely would have been done. Booker on the drive, kisses it off the glass. 26 for Booker, but Durant, who is now done with the night, the only other Sun scorer in double figures with a dozen. Green, sidestep three on the way. No, Richards grabs the rebound. As the Rockets team is 44-7 this season when having a lead of 10 or more. They're 39-7 and leading after 3.
Thing is, Suns have not been able to generate any type of run. And I'm talking about maybe over the last 3 games. Boston game, the Timberwolves game, and now here. Just no run to just give you some good feeling.
Yeah, it really went back to the end of that first quarter where the Suns missed their last 5 shots. Opened the door for a Houston 11-0 run, and the Rockets have not looked back since. Booker finds Richards.
He's got to keep shooting, man, and not hesitate. Like, I like his stroke from there. Like, I think he is tentative for whatever reason.
Oh, we saw it earlier this month. He had a handful of games where he was hitting that free throw line extended jumper. That passes. Smith just in his 3rd season. Proud Auburn alum is Auburn heading to the Final Four.
Charles Barkley very happy. His team finally got there.
You know, the question becomes, you know, will Chuck go to San Antonio? Chuck Landale checking in. Smith with a step back.
That's how deep this team is.
Booker explodes down the lane. Yeah, and as we mentioned, Tari Eason, another 3rd-year wing, is not playing tonight.
No.
Eason, mid-first round pick back in 22. Spent 1 season at LSU. He stung the Suns for 25 in one of their meetings back in February. As Booker navigating down the lane. Allen to O'Neal. Hustle play by Dunn, but it lands into the hands of Jock Landale. And for Jalen Green on the night, so that surpasses what he had in night. 7 of 14 from the field, including 3 of 4 from downtown. 11 of those 27 have come here in the 3rd. As he plays the passing lane, nearly got the steal. Booker able to gather, gets into the hands of Jones. Royce finds Tyus for the corner look. In and out. Boy, and it's been that kind of night from downtown for Phoenix. 4 of 23. They hit 2 of their first 3. Green getting Iguodala to do the dance. Catch and shoot coming from the corner for O'Neal. Royce coming in here currently 12th in the league in 3-point shooting percentage at just over 42%. Career high 7 knockdowns Friday. The loss at Minnesota. Van Vliet. Iguodala on the release up the floor to Jones.
That's how fast they got back. I mean, that's why it's tough to score on these guys. I mean, they sprint back quickly.
Look, finds O'Neal, who relocates far corner. Late Kevin Durant going down earlier in this quarter with a nasty lift ankle turn as Green explodes.
They don't stop you, keep going. And he's got 4 guys just watching him play right now, but he is being significant in what he's doing.
And you pointed that out there in the second quarter as the Rockets continue to get separation when Şengün on consecutive, multiple possessions, as a matter of fact. Pocket pass to Martin, gets Şengün up in the air, and boy, a tough angle because of the recovery defensively that time by Amin Thompson.
That was a tough shot.
I mean, you hit Şengün and Thompson had to be sandwiched. First bucket of the night. The Suns rolling into this Sunday night matchup. Full game back in the 11th spot in the play-in battle. Mason Plumlee being 4 of the last 5. Of course, when these two teams met last there in Houston, it was
that they made up. Steven Adams doesn't look like the guy that carries a grudge, and neither does Plumlee.
No, he's a lovable Kiwi.
I know it's a picture somewhere where they was out to dinner last night or something.
I'm sure Mace will invite him to his steakhouse there in Chicago.
Well, I'm waiting for the invite first.
Free throw line, 5th year. Averaging just over 11 minutes. O'Neal finds the cutting Plumlee.
You know how talented this Rocket team is. Reed Shepherd, who a lot of people, when he was drafted, thought that he would be unbelievable for the Rockets this year, that he'd be getting a ton of minutes. And maybe Jalen Green might suffer the benefit of him being there. And he hasn't been able to get off the bench. Nothing against his talent. It's just how.
Look, you come from Kentucky, and even coming from Kentucky as a one-and-done guy, there is another level. And many of those guys, whether they're coming from Kentucky or whatever of the premier programs.
But usually if you go that high in the draft, you're probably going to a team that wasn't that good the year before. And it just wasn't the case. The Rocket team, they didn't make the playoffs last year. They faltered at the end. But it was pretty obvious that they had a tremendous amount of talent.
Yeah, finished the season at 41-41, but it was interesting as Ime Udoka talked about this team's growth. And while they didn't make the playoffs, he talked about their off-season preparation and the up.
Yeah, you can. And he went to the final. And it's an old school mentality and concept and mindset. Cotton Fitzsimmons is a second-year player in the league in Kansas City. We had won about 28 games that particular year. And Cotton said, we need to play out the rest of the schedule, guys. I mean, play hard, try to win, and we did. We played hard, we were competitive. We upset a few teams that were trying to get to the playoffs. How they finished the year prior. Suns, for example, the year in the bubble, 8-0. Came out the next year, played extremely well. On the road, he gets this. Yeah, he gets this ovation on the road by the fact that I can stay on the court all the time. And I think that's part of his growth.
And played in 18 straight. Update on status with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, thanks, K-Ray. I just got an update from Suns PR. Kevin Durant ankle sprain, and as we talked about, will not be returning tonight.
That is a tough one. There's KD missing time early in the season after the Suns got off to that tremendous start.
Because it's important. Like, although this game is pretty much over, Suns really didn't play well. The Rockets played well, but listen to the crowd still cheer. Like, as a player, they still got you. And I think that's important for players to hear.
There's certain noise you want to tune out and others that you don't, as Whitmore. Days have been few and far between since that late stretch in the first quarter for Phoenix. And Damian Lee inside. Mason now collect the buckets. points in 4 minutes for Plumlee. As Landale and Plumlee.
They've done that before. You know, always get on them anywhere about that.
Vasa Mijicic out on the floor now for Phoenix.
I just want to see him shoot the ball. Has he taken a shot yet in the Suns uniform?
He has.
Has he? I must have missed it.
D. Lee says, you're not taking that one, Mace. Shepard. Bol catch and shoot. Back tap Plumlee. Morris finds Bol sneaking in the baseline.
How do you like a reverse layup and don't jump?
Monte Morris with a hustle play. Mijicic finds Plumlee on the spin. Lost the handle. Tate racing down the floor.
Tate had second thoughts. Then Bobo ran right past him. Tate was like, okay, thank you.
Bobo inside Landale.
But just like with Bobo, like, you know, he's in there, but I'm not seeing that difference in strength.
Shot across the bow from Mike.
The body shirt on and everything. I don't know.
I don't feel the need to get oiled up and do posing in the weight room, but I mean, you know, I'll try to keep that in mind next time you're in there.
You're not an influencer. You don't have a camera like in front of you.
There is no standing and preening in front of the camera or the mirror. But next time I see you, I'll be sure and run back to my room.
I'll tell you, I would fall out if I saw that. I walked you in there with a camera pose.
Monte Morris with a finger roll finish.
Oh, Jock wants to take it.
And why not? See the almost 39% on the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there, right? He got hit on the catch and he lost his balance. That's the part that he's got to get stronger at. I mean, and it's doable. Send him to the K-Ray School of Weightlifting. Like, take him back to the Rocky days, right? Where he's lifting boulders instead of barbells.
Take him into the meat locker and let him pound the size of it.
Yeah, punch meat.
Shock. Didn't have enough lift as he's catching grief from his Rocket teammates. Bol on the drive. Timeout, Houston.
You can put your head down. You can be upset. You can do all of that until you eliminate it.
Bol delivers.
Like, Bobo needs to ask himself a question. What that's not going? Like, that's, you know, that's a question mark for everybody, like, as a basketball player. And I don't know if he's grabbed that yet and understand how significant he can be.
12, 17 minutes.
Defending, like, taking care of the ball, all the things that go along with you having a tremendously gifted offensive mindset.
Monte on the drive, but not too deep in on the basket. Shepard.
Everything was not pristine, right? The late, great Kobe Bryant didn't even play as a rookie, right? They once said Michael Jordan couldn't make a shot outside 15, 16 feet. Like Charles Barkley will find a way to improve that asset, so which is a great situation to be in. You have to prove to the season as he works on his game.
Shepard up the screen, hunting another three. Plumlee closing out. Trying to feed up top to Landale, and Landale just hesitating for a split second. You could hear Shepard telling him that's yours.
Crowd wanted Bobo to shoot Steph Curry range on that one. See that part, that part right there. You don't even need to jump to make that pass. think it's about 3. I think this might be the 3rd game we're against the Spurs, and now the Rockets 146. So.
Turn at 25. Elevating it, delivering the hammer. My goodness, Cam Whitmore.
I would have loved for you to have said detonate just to mess with Tom Leander. I swear, I thought you were getting ready to say it. You know.
That is proprietary stuff from Tom Leander. I shall not steal his thunder. He is the original elevate and detonate.
I'm the Suns. I'm like, guys, don't let these guys get 50.
Morris there on the recovery. Mitchell sets up Bol for the corner.
And there's one more possession for the Rockets. Ime
Udoka is telling him, back off. Yeah.
Holiday was like, why, coach? You want 150? Ime Udoka's better than me. I'll probably say, man, go get that 150.
They are all aware. Just like some players will take a shot to close out a quarter or a half.